It's not recorded. It's not
Audio doesn't work on that source.
So we're showing the title thing now.
They run
Welcome,
things-
everybody. Welcome back to Photography Schoolhouse. And go, he says now. Sure, now he says go. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Photography Schoolhouse and our rebroadcast of the 4-month-old baby photography session. Our guest presenter tonight, Rob Provencher, who, as you know, has worked with our model Lindsay and Reed. Lindsay is the mom, little baby Reed, who is now 4 months. Lindsay was here in the summertime, you may remember, with a maternity shot, back a couple of weeks later with the newborn. And Reed is just captivated by my voice, I can tell. And so this is the 4-month. It's part of the baby's first year wall panel. Rob's going to talk more about that. Want to welcome our special guests and welcome you all here with us live tonight from the PSH DittoCam studio. So with that, Rob, I want to turn it all over to you.
Thank you, Kerry. Thanks for that warm introduction. I appreciate it. And welcome, Lindsay and Reed. Kerry called it a rebroadcast. We actually never really broadcasted it the first time. We scheduled it, but Reed had a little encounter with a nasty virus. So he ended up going to the hospital for a little visit, but he's okay now. So, hey, buddy, hey? He's not going to let go of my finger. He says, I got a grip on you. So anyways, we're going to do some poses of little Reed here. We're going to run through typically what I run through in my actual studio when I'm photographing the 4-month-old. Now, Reed is a little underweight for his age. They're keeping an eye on him, and he's small. So I would have thought that that might have limited some of the poses I would do. Some of the moms that come in, they had come in with preemies, premature babies. And if the baby comes in, let's say a baby is 4 weeks preemie, and they come in at 4 months, they're in reality like a 3-month baby. Or if they come in at 3 months, they're like a 2-month baby. So you have to keep in mind sort of the limitations and what is the baby doing at that age in their growth and development. So when I'm photographing and posing the baby, I always keep that in mind. So it's important that you keep that in mind. So the poses reflect my personal philosophy based on that, that kind of an approach, so that the poses are natural. The poses really reflect what the babies do on their own. And there's nothing terribly unnatural about it. And of course, we never ever want to do anything that's at all risky or that's going to put the baby in any way, shape, and form in any harm. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind. That's really, really important. Okay, you on for that? Cool. Now, sometimes we have to stop and feed. And typically in my studio, the only time we have to stop and feed a baby is when at the newborn phase. Typically after that, it rarely happens. But we may, you never know. So if we do, apologize. We're going to have a quick break. Well, not going to actually break. I'll keep talking while she goes and feeds. We're ready to go in that event that happens. Hopefully things go smooth. The first thing I want to talk about is in a minute, I'm going to go through some of the poses. I always go in with each session with a mindset and a plan. But I'm going to talk about, you know what, I'm going to go there first. Then I'll talk about some of the props. And if we can, just on the screen, you'll see some of the images that are going to show up. I got some samples there. We have, okay, the first thing, yeah, no, we got to go to the first image. That wasn't it. Can we go back one? Yeah, that's not it. That's the last pose I do. That's okay, though. That's okay. We'll find it. There we go. Good. All right. So you see that's a picture of a little girl because you can tell there's some frilly frou-frous on there. So Reed's a boy. We're going to keep him in sort of more of a masculine approach. We're going to stay away from pinks. We're going to stay away from tutus. But here's the pose, the first pose I always do, which I'm going to demonstrate with you in a minute. But I want to give you an itinerary, sort of an overview of how I photograph these in my studio. And this is the first pose. Now that little baby girl there is looking right into Mom's eyes. And you're going to see that that's exactly how I pose it. And Lindsay's going to be looking into Reed's eyes when we do that pose. So that's the first pose that I'm going to do. And if you go to the next image, you'll see that the second pose I'm going to do is the baby's propped up. I'm going to get somebody to help me hold the baby. Typically it's the other parent or it's my wife in my studio. But in this case, we'll probably get Jamie to help out, hold Reed so he's kind of propped up a little bit. And again, the baby's looking right into Mom's eyes. And that's a high key. It's my favorite look for my studio. And I'll show you how I like that momentarily. But there are variations on this particular pose. And you'll see in the next image some of those variations. See, baby's looking at the camera. And then in the next image, you'll see again, another variation. Same idea. I just do different, basically the same exact pose spins off into different ideas and different angles. Same idea too. Now this baby here is 4 months, they can't sit up, but I kind of sometimes when I have the ability to put a little tutu on them, I cheat them so that it looks like they're sitting up. And let's go to the next image. And again, it's a little girl. You get a little more flexibility. You get more props with little girls. But the idea is there. You can see that I'm showing different poses based on the same basic approach. Now the third pose that I'm going to do is the bare bum. And those two variations of bare bum, there's laying down on the baby's belly. Doesn't always for a 4-month-old, so I don't often get it. If they come in at 6, 7 months, I'll definitely get it at that time. Apparently Reed's got a good strong neck muscle, so we're going to be able to do this pose apparently. But if they can't do it, don't force the issue, okay? If you can go to the next shot, you can see again, there's a little 4-month-old, or he's able to hold his head up nice and high. And then what I do is I just flip the baby over and wrap him up in a blanket. So basically the same area, different variation of baby laying down. And this is the final series of the poses that I do. And you'll notice when you're photographing babies that are bare naked, laying down on their backs, wrapped in blankets, they are the absolute happiest, and they start talking and cooing, and you get all kinds of really cool shots based on that. Different angles, different expressions. And again, we have a little tutu, so different props can be used as well. So those are the 3 basic poses that I do. Now I'm just going to quickly touch on some variations. Now it depends on the session, depends on how it's going with the baby. Sometimes I'll shoot some with the parent. And in this case, we've got mom holding the baby. And the next shot, you'll see a father holding the baby. And the next shot, you will see different variation. Now, some of the props I like to use are hats. Now, I asked Lindsay when she came in, because it's winter now, and they always show up with these really cute hats. And I'm going to show you the hat we're going to use for Reed. We went to Reed's baby carriage and grabbed the owl hat that he has. And I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to get some cool prop shots with his winter hat on, bearskin bear diaper. And if we can go to the next shot, you'll see again and again the next shot. We'll run through these as well. Okay, so we're going to get these as well. We can go to the next one. And finally, no, not finally, but I just want to point out this is a pose that I do sometimes with a 3 or 4 month old. But what you can't see here is that I cloned out the parent's arm. Now, I don't like doing these shots because to me they're unnatural. This baby cannot sit up on her own. But if the parents really want to go for it and they have the right clothing for it, I will try and do it, keeping in mind that the parent's actually holding the baby up, and in this case too, and I just got to clone it out, or as in this shot here, I just crop in nice and close. Now let's go to the next shot. I just want to show you some final pictures of the family. Some of the poses this was a 4-month-old from 2 weeks ago. I just tried some really unusual poses. As you can see, the mom is holding the baby right over dad, kind of like half peekaboo there with mom, and it's just a really funky kind of pose. If we can go to the next shot, you'll see this little baby boy. No, it's a little girl. Sorry, she wasn't able to sit up, so I really had to be careful in this shot, and dad is just over top of the baby, ready in case she fell down. But the baby was very secure in between the toes. Okay, you got to be careful when you're doing this kind of shot. You don't want baby to fall over again. So, and finally, a couple more shots. Not always, but sometimes if dad's got tattoos or something like that and he feels comfortable, I'll do some unusual stuff. But again, these poses here that I'm showing you are really the exception to the rule, and I don't always do those final poses. They're just kind of like variations. If the session goes, allows me that extra creativity, that's where I go. Okay, so what I want to do now is we're going to show you some of the props, and we're going to roll into the first pose with baby Reed. Is he okay? Yeah. You making all that noise? Hey, was that you making all that noise? He's not going to smile for me. Okay, I have in my studio boxes that I've picked up at like Winners and Walmart. I have a pink one and I have 2 white ones. I use them as props. I'm not going to use a pink one today. But I put stuff in it. And I have blankets. I brought a blue blanket. You got to get some of these. These are waterproof blankets. They're rubberized for obvious reasons. Okay, I have hats in my studio, but we're not going to use the hat that I brought because Reed brought his very own owl hat. Boop, boop. Okay, this is going to be adorable. So we're going to use that. So I'm kind of getting ready, got my stuff ready to shoot, and I have a real lambskin that I picked up. I think I got it at Costco, and it was like 80 bucks. So it's not cheap, but it's nice. It's nice and fluffy. The other thing I'm going to use too, I just want to give a little plug for Denny's. They got this Freedom Cloth, it's called. Is that what it's called? And it's really cool material. I was going to use this on top of the bean bag that I'm going to show you in a minute for the first pose. But Reed's kind of like in red and white, very busy. He looks like a candy cane. So I'm going to use a color that's consistent. Does that sound good to you? Yay. So I'm not going to use this particular Freedom Drop that I dug out. I brought it out because it's got manly colors. It's a more masculine color, nothing too pink and fluffy. With boys, you don't have as many options, I find, as you do with girls. With girls, there's all kinds of ribbons and bows and pearls and tutus and seashells and on and on and on. Okay? With boys, I got wooden boxes. I didn't bring a wooden box because it's more suitable for an older baby at 6, 7, 8 months. But we're gonna skip this for now. And I have a posing thingy thing that we're going to use on the second pose when he's in his diaper, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But the first pose we're going to do, I have a bean bag here. You can buy these anywhere, right? Bean bags are not hard to find. So I'm going to use my bean bag. And I'm going to use my lambskin, and I'm going to just place it over the bean bag. And all I'm going to do is create a little bit of a hole in there. Now my main light is 5.6. I don't know if that's being picked up in the camera. I don't even know that it matters. But it's a Denny 4x6 foot softbox. You've seen us use it here before. It's a really, really cool light source because it's big, it's strong, and it's portable. And I love it because you can peel away the front covering, and it expands, it closes in an instant. It's not like those tent poles where it takes you an hour and a half to put together. Okay, so it opens up like an umbrella and it closes just as easy. So we've got that right here set up as our main light, and it's coming down at an angle. Does that show up, Carrie, on the overhead cam? It doesn't? No?
Can't really see it.
Oh, okay, that's a bummer. That camera there doesn't work, okay? Or it doesn't show in that direction? I just got to ask in case, because it'd be really cool to show everybody that. Maybe later during the shoot we'll get to that. So. Right here. So are we able to pick that up okay? Cool. So we're going to put Reed on his back right here. Now, what's really important is that you're going to be over here. You're going to be looking right into his eyes. Okay? If you're too low, his eyes are going to be half closed. And that's not good. So we want you to get over top of him, connect right into his eyes. And you can get really close. You will not be in the picture. That's nice. Let me grab my camera. I'm shooting with the Canon, and I'm Canon today. Normally I'm Nikon in my studio, but they forced me to shoot Canon. Lindsay, go to your left a bit, please. You will have to be directly over there. Now come in close to him. Good. Now let me see what I can do here. He's got some nice expression. That overhead cam does work. Cool. I'm going to bring this fill in. I love using reflectors for fill. Okay, Lindsay, get in really, really close to him and connect to him. That's it. Keep talking to him. Okay, did that work out? Are these images showing up on the screen? Cool, cool. I want you to see that last image is too dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle Reed. If you can get up for a second, Lindsay. I'm just going to turn. I want to increase or decrease. Who are you looking at? You're looking at me. He's smiling. I'm going to bring him in. That's it. That's much better. See, we're getting nice specular on his eyes. And I'm going to try flipping this around. I think what's happening is the angle of my fill light. I need to go like this, but it's not working because the stands. Jamie, can you get me another clamp, please? Good. Oh, he's doing real good. I'm going to shoot a bunch. There we go. He's talking. You got that clamp? Good, thanks. Just slide it over here. Thank you. Carrie, I'm trying to change the aperture on this. It's not working. I'm trying to open it up a bit. I just want to go up 1/3. Oh, okay. I think you went the wrong way. There we go. Thank you. So Lindsay's talking, and he's looking directly. There we go. There we go. He's looking directly into Mommy's eyes. Okay. Those are nice. So you can see the way the lighting's working there. You can see the way the shadow was on the camera side. See the speculars in his eyes, specular highlights in his eyes. So what I often do too, Lindsay, if you could just stand up for a sec. Reed's pretty safe there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one-on-one with him. Hi, buddy. I'm just going to talk to him. So just let me kind of look at him and go one-on. Hi. Boo, 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 boo. You don't know me, do you? You don't remember me. Hello, boy. Oh, he smiled and he stopped smiling. This is my life. Hey, trying to make babies smile. He says, I don't know you. I keep thinking they're saying, oh, you got bad breath. Hey, you're losing your feet. Oh, yes, you are. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, and you're talking. So sometimes I will do full-length shot, just like that. Cool. Yeah. Let me do a couple more, just so you got some good ones. If you can come in close to him again. I'm going to get some more. There we go. Yeah, we just got an error. Communication is lost. All right, let's do that again. All right, get in a little over top of him so his eyes are open. That's nice. There we go. Keep talking to him. Get in nose to nose with him and then go back. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. There. Yeah, it's working. All right. So you can see that was the first pose I always do with the 4-month session, or the 4-month-old. Lindsay, I'm going to get you to pick him up and strip him down to his diaper. You can actually, you know what I'm going to get you to do? Lindsay, I'm going to get you to keep him in there. Hold on just a second here. I'm just going to push this whole thing over. There we go. We're going to let her change him on top of that beanbag and the furry thing. While she's doing that, I'm going to set up for the second pose. So I'm going to get Jamie to come and help me. Jamie, if you can come here for a minute, my dear. We're going to use a table. We're going to pick this up. We're going to swing it over there. Okay, hold on. There's a reflector in the way. Who put that reflector there? I wonder. Reed did it. I saw him. There we go. We need to bring you more that way. Good. Now, are you able to stick around and help? I need you over here. You're going to hold the baby. If the baby poops, deal with it. Yeah, we're going to have a diaper. I was joking. I tried to get her scared. Now I asked you for a clamp, and I forgot to put it on. I'm going to put it on right now. You know what I'm going to do, Carrie? I'm going to bring, I have a couple spares. I've never thought to bring them before, but I have the reflectors on the 4 pieces of tent pole. They're really cool. Next Ditto Cam, I'm going to show it off to everybody. All right, so I got back here. I got 2 lights that are going to be my high key. So my main light's 5.6. These 2 lights, I don't know, are they picking up, Mac?
Yeah, we see them now.
These are strip lights. Normally I use small soft boxes, but at the PSH Ditto Cam studio, they force me to use strip lights. They assure me they work just as well, and they do. So there's no hard, fast rule. You could actually use a bare reflector if you wanted to. The idea is to get light coming into your background at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, so I got 8 and 8.6. I've already pre-measured it, and my main light is 5.6. That's a stop 0.6 difference from the main to the background, which should produce, you guessed it, high key, pure white. All right. What do we have here? Hi. He's always looking at me. He's like, hey. So we got my reflector. Okay. We have a posing gizmo. We're going to eventually put him right here so his hands come around. And we can use a blue blanket. We can use a white blanket. We can use anything we want blanket. Oftentimes they show up with their own hand-knitted blankets that were a special gift from somebody. And I use those because it's kind of nice to keep it personal. So Lindsay, you're going to be right here. You can't be in front of this light because you'll cause a big shadow. Mm-hmm. We don't want a shadow. We don't want a shadow on your little baby boy.
Do you remember where you got the baby poster?
That was given to me by Sandy Pooch when I was at her baby thing. She just gave it to me. I don't know where she got it. I'm sorry. Does Denny sell them? I'm not sure. Maybe.
I'm not sure if they do or not. So, but apparently Sandy Putch is giving them away.
She gave me one. I wish I had a better answer for you. All right. So are we picking this up okay? The main light, skimming across. It's going to hit Baby Reed here. Baby Reed's going to be looking at Mommy. Mommy's going to be right there, not in front of the main light. Okay, my fill light's going to be the reflector, which I'm going to place in a little bit closer. And Jamie is going to hold Reed's butt so Reed doesn't fall off the table. Not allowed.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. This is one of my favorite poses. Oh yeah, where's my glasses? So I'm going to move this background light. So just to remind you, our main light's at 5.6. Background light's at 8.6, so stop 0.6 difference. That's how you get high key. So Jamie, you know what? You can sit right here, my dear. Okay, and you're going to hold Reed's butt there. Hold him so he doesn't slide off. That's a very important job. All right, let's put him down. Right over. Let's actually use this little bump right here. There. Good. And Lindsay, you can be very, very close to him. There, perfect. There. No, I often adjust the arms because I want this kind of thing. See, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Talk to him.
Are you going to look right at the camera? Can you smile?
He's doing some cute poses. Your little boy, sometimes he looks like a little old man. Did you notice that? I said that. I was afraid I was going to offend her, but she agreed.
No, totally. I think it's because he's so skinny.
Yeah, it's cute. There, keep looking. Yeah, talk to him again. Are those images showing up, Carrie? Good. Good. Those are really nice. See how nice that is?
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Now keep talking to him again. Now I'm going to come in first. I'm going to get some horizontal shots. Well, this is going really well. I'm going to just do a quick variation. Watch this. Stay there. I'm going to move the main light over. Just going to crank it over a bit. And, Lindsay, go to your left a little bit, but not in front of that light. A little more. Good. We're going to do a sort of a profile. There we go. Well, that last one didn't work. Hey, let me get some more fill in there. You can get in close to him. There we go. So you can see I'm getting almost a full profile shot there.
He can't take his eyes off you.
No, he likes me. We're buddies. We are a band of brothers, him and I. All right, Lindsay, I'm going to get you to put the hat on him. Don't tie it, just real floppy. Okay, real floppy. There we go. Okay, talk to him. I don't think that first one worked. There we go. So I want him looking at Mom because it's going to get the main light falling on him. Come closer to me, Lindsay. Towards me, good. Now he's checking out the girls. Checking out the girls. Yeah, that last one didn't work. I apologize for that. There we go. Okay, let me do something. Okay, it's all good. High five. You getting hungry yet? No? You're liking all the attention, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I really like that hat. Where did you get the hat?
Our girlfriend made it for us.
Oh, so it's,
Oh.
you going to eat the hat?
Hey, you wanna look over here?
You're not going to, you all smiled out, eh? Okay, so we're getting some cute ones. Is that showing up okay? All right, good. So you see where we're going with that. He's doing so well, he's starting to get a little annoyed. They don't like belly time that much. Atta boy. Now watch, he's going to dance for us. There. See, now this is the pose I was showing you where I don't always do this one, but he's pretty good. He's really strong.
Good with his head, very good.
Yeah. So you got him? You're not going to drop him, right? Are you feeling a maternal instinct though?
I have him.
No, I mean, do you want to have a baby type of thing? Because your boyfriend's here. Don't get any ideas. It happens. We're gonna sell him later. The bidding will start at $1 million. You got him. Okay. Can you talk to him?
Over here. Oh, you're very good. Hey, over here.
Attaboy. Okay, get in really close and then back up. Now, fingers in the mouth, I don't mind. He's totally bored with you, Mom.
Yeah.
All right, that's okay. You can see where I'm going. Now, that lighting in the last shot, I don't know if it's up on the screen, is not optimum. Well, it's not bad. We've got split lighting, but if he'd have turned his head and looked at Mom, it would have not been split lighting. Oh, here comes out the heavy artillery. Okay, let's try that. Let's try it. That's good. All right. So we've got 2 poses down with a whole pile of different expressions and looks. And you're doing awesome, buddy. Here we go. Come and see. You're warm. Hey, come see Mommy. Thanks, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you know what? If you can help me. I'm going to move this out. Thank you. All right. I don't know if you guys were tuned in when I did the newborn, but it worked out really well, remember? And because whenever I shoot a newborn, it's like 2-3 hours. And I have a discussion with the parents beforehand because it's a big production and I get them in the right mindset to be patient and all that stuff. And And if they're here in my studio on a newborn shoot and they haven't done the baby's first year, I drop suggestions. I go through images in my little portfolio and I show them older baby shots and get them going, oh, I want those. And I say, well, you got the baby's first year wall panel. But when it's the 3 or 4 month session, I typically tell them, I say, this is going to be easy. And typically it is. It's usually not time consuming. It's usually pretty fast. The big session to me is 6 to 8 months, not because the baby's difficult, just because the variety, which we're going to get later. At 6 and 8 months, he'll be sitting up. You're coming back, right?
Yes.
Cool, she's coming back. 6 and 8 months, the baby is sitting up, and you get all kinds of new cool props that you can use, totally different than what you can do today. So now, I'm going to do some bare bum shots. So, we can lose the hat. Boop, boop, boop. I'm keeping the hat now. Yes, yeah, you got to fight me for it. Oh. He's not letting go. He says it's my hat. So I'm going to put my rubberized pee protector blanket, rubber side down, spongy side on top. We got a bunch of those in the studio. We have a change table in our studio too. That's okay. We have an interloper. So I got a white blanket. I got a blue blanket, but for today's shoot, we're going to do the white blanket here. All right, so we've got that in place. Let me back this up a bit because I want to increase that angle, or actually decrease the angle. We're going high key, so I'm going to turn these lights back down here. I'm going to aim them a little lower, shooting down towards the cove corner of the studio. There we go. Okay, remember, same lighting, 5.6, 8.6, 1 and 0.6, which is about a stop and a half difference between the main and the backlights. And again, we've got my reflector going here. Come on. Stubborn. There we go. All right, make them naked. Now, I've never ever had a baby poop other than that newborn. But they pee a lot, so I'm not worried about it. Moms are concerned about it. I say, don't worry about it because I've got a waterproof blanket here. So we're going to put him with his head here, butt and legs on a diagonal this way. Okay, we're probably not going to get a lot of time out of him because they generally don't like this, so we're going to shoot quick. You got to put him on his belly. Okay, and I get right down on the ground, right down on his belly. There, that's nice. Come on over here. Good. You got to come over towards me a little more. Atta boy, look at him. Hey, look at you. He's strong. Boo-boo-boo-boo. You're getting mad, eh? Hey? Hey, you're sticking your tongue out at me. Look at that.
Good boy.
Look at that. Boo-boo-boo. Boo-boo-boo-boo. Yeah, he definitely looks like a little old man. Okay, can you flip him over on his back? Did you see that? So you see those images on the screen? I generally don't get a lot, but those are the ones I get. And again, look at the speculars in the eyes. And you see we got some nice lighting going on there. The reflector's doing its job. And he's getting some nice expressions. And we see his bum. It's all about the bare bum. All right. Last pose. He's doing really well. I was getting nervous when we're doing we're photographing little babies during these ditto cams because I think something's going to happen and he's... All right, so for these shots, I let the baby settle in and I let the baby kind of just relax because sometimes the belly shot gets them a little annoyed and I don't want to push that too far because if you push them over the edge, we're doomed. So I don't push them beyond that edge. Just flip them over, get them happy. They love being on their backs naked. Okay? This is dangerous, so we don't want any risk of any babies doing a fire hose. Hey, life is good. You're talking. They always talk. I know. Okay, I need you to just, I got to spin this around. Atta boy. So we got the main light coming down. Yeah, it's very simple. It's ridiculously simple. Yes, he's talking. He's talking to me. They always do this. They love it, being on their backs, being naked. And he's shooting the blanket. That's a cute pose. I'm actually going to shoot that. Yeah. And the camera died. says full. Full CF. Oh. All right, we're going to fill another card in. So we'll be ready to shoot in a minute. You hear them? I don't know. Can they hear that? Baby crying? Yes. He's talking. It's all good?
Just have to reconnect the tether.
All right. Hi, Reed. You got to be careful when you're doing this pose. You don't want anything loose in case it falls on him, because that's going to get you in big trouble. Lawsuits. Yeah, that boy. Oh, I know. I know. Oh, you're showing too much. You show off. You show off. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. Hey, look at those toes. He's smiling away. Sometimes they bring their toes right into their mouth, and they do these really cute poses. They're very spontaneous. Oh, I know. I'm going to move them over. That lighting is coming a little bit at a weird angle. I'm just going to move them over a little bit. Try that. Yes. What's the matter? What's the matter? You like my camera, don't you? Boy, I've never been a happy, excited baby ever. Yeah, I bet you weren't that way 2 weeks ago when you went and visited the doctor. Hey, you weren't happy at all. Hey, see some toes? You want to eat some toes? Toe. No, eh? Not yet, no. But you never know if they're going to or not. But he's talking up a storm, so. There. Can you pick him up? Keep him naked. And stand right here. I'm going to do some of you and him. If he pees on you, well, too bad. Too bad.
Not like it hasn't happened before.
Not like it hasn't happened before. So that session went really good. I'm just going to, so those are the three main poses. Baby looking into mom's eyes on an angle and being baby diaper on the thing with the hat, and then baby laying down bare naked. You know, let me just do a couple more like that, and then we'll be done. So those are the three essential poses that I do. There we go. Cool. There we go. Can you bring him up on your shoulder and turn around so he shows? There we go. There. And there's another pose I like to do a lot. Lindsay, turn your head away from me. Good. Now, not too hard, just kind of normal. So you see that pose. I often like to do this. Let me just get that hand over here, buddy. You can pee now. Go ahead and pee on mommy. Go ahead and pee on mommy. Hey? You show mommy who's the boss. That old boy. Go for it. You can do it. Hey? He's putting his hand in his mouth. Does that mean he's getting hungry? So another pose I like to do with this too is if I have mom and dad in the studio, I'll have the baby between mom and dad's shoulders. Sometimes I'll do that. Or like some of the other poses I showed you where dad was had no top on, he had his tattoos on, and we had the baby curled up. You can get him dressed now. He is done. You are done like dinner. So that's it. That's how I photographed the 4-month-old. You saw the poses. You saw how smooth that went. Reed was amazing. You can use the beanbag if you want to change them on there, Lindsay. Do we have any questions at all coming through, Carrie? Here, let me put this down for you.
Thank you.
Check the,
Any questions at all?
just checking. There were a few that we answered during the presentation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good right now.
So I usually allow an hour, but I don't usually need an hour for these sessions. 20, 30 minutes, I'm done. I follow the same 3-pose pattern over and over again. When I photograph the next session, which will be 6 or 8 months, just so you know, when I do baby's first year, it's newborn, 4, 8, and 12, which is what we're doing for Reed because he's 4 now. So he'll be back in 4 months, or no, 3 months. I never could count. And then we'll have him at 12. At 12, there's a really good chance he'll be walking or at least standing. So I like to show the difference at each. It's so dramatic, the differences imposed in what they're able to do. The other variation on that is 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. Okay, some people come in at 3, 6, 9, and 12. I find a lot of them prefer to come in at newborn, 4, 8, and 12. It's more dramatic, but 3, 6, 9, and 12 are still pretty good. So the next session, when he's 8 months, I still follow a structure, a plan, a specific approach as far as exactly a routine with some variations. And we're going to show you that in 3 months. So, but that's how I photograph the 4-month baby, with the minor variations and the same pattern over and over again. So I'm done, man. Any questions or any comments?
Well, there were questions actually before the session started. A few people posted on the forum. And maybe we can get into this in one of the next couple of sessions. Is more about the marketing of the baby's first year program.
We got time. I'll talk about the marketing.
Let's do a little now.
The way I started marketing the baby's first year is, well, you got to remember, it's a classic example of what I call widgetizing or bundling, and creating something that it's not just a boring session. Okay? It's a bundled program. This is really important because when you talk about marketing, the more you can do that, the more you can really target your market, and the more you can identify who that market is. And in this case, it's obvious. Parents with newborn babies or expectant parents who are about to have a newborn baby. So it's a great thing to market to. It's very, very desirable. So when you go to a restaurant, you go to McDonald's. I know McDonald's might not be the best example to bring out, but they still, all the restaurants do that where they have the, package 1 or, combo 1 or combo 2, and they sell those more than anything. And now what we do in our studio, and again, the baby's first year is based on that idea. So now we can go after our market because we know specifically who they are. Now I would never go after big media in these baby sessions because your market is so niched, you're spending all that money to go after the masses, the mass media, and you're really wasting a lot of money. So it's really easy to identify your market. You go to doctors' offices, and in my case, I do a lot with the midwives. And if you can get a hand on a mailing list, and that's what I did, I went with direct mail, which we still do to this day. So we've been doing direct mail for 15 years. You can find a list. I think there are some companies out there that will get you a list. Mm-hmm. A Welcome Wagon has them. And what I did is I couldn't find one in my city, so what I did was I realized one day that in our local newspaper, every Monday they had new arrivals listed there. And they still to this day do that. So we went to the phone book. We matched up 9 out of 10. We were able to find your address. And we sent them a 1-page sales letter. That's what we did for years and years and years. Yeah. That 1-page sales letter made the phone ring constantly. And we started selling them at $69, and they got a basic 4 4x6s in a mat with a frame. We upgraded that to a 30-inch plaque-mounted, which is what we do now. Well, for a while, we went into a 30-inch masonite mounted, but we canned that. We went to plaque-mounted, and we raised our price incrementally over the years. What I see a lot of people doing, they're just starting out, their work isn't that strong, which means their product isn't that strong. And they start selling it at $400. We sell our baby's first year starting the silver level, $400. But we got market position, we got a good product, and we got a lot of really serious and very proactive marketing working on our behalf. So you just can't bust out of the gates and say, I'm going to do exactly what Rob's doing, if you don't have a lot of these things working on your behalf. Good market position, good product, and good marketing. And what I mean by good marketing is you have a direct mail system, and you have some displays, and you're working with some affiliations. Maybe some maternity shops as well. You might have some displays there. You can have draws. You can get names of clients from them, and you can do all kinds of specials with these places. You've got to get creative because they have your clientele right there. I mean, we've had displays in shops that sell cribs and baby furniture, you know, higher end places. We've displayed there for years and years and years. 30-inch prints, you put an album in there, whatever. Just go after that market because there they are. They're just sitting there waiting for you.
Well, I wonder if I can just, you know, we talk about in-store displays,
Yep.
and I've seen your displays around our town, and they're fabulous. But a lot of you might be thinking, oh, I'll just go get a mailing list, and I'll just do that. Well, you know what? My gut instinct, and I don't know, maybe I'm on the wrong track, the work that you do with the displays and the midwives and the more direct contact rather than direct mail. Direct mail always works to a certain percentage, but I just get the feeling that a lot of your successes come because you're active
Yeah.
with people.
So what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
All I could say is when we first started out, direct mail really made the phone ring. And I did do and continue to do a lot of stuff meanwhile, so I'm not going to risk giving up one to try and find the one thing that's going to work best. I've always been a big believer in don't do one thing to try and get 100 clients. Do 100 things to get one client and keep doing those things. You got to notice, too, that direct mail is cheap. Doing displays are cheap. None of this stuff is expensive. It's, for the most part, measurable, and you can really fine-tune the way you measure your results. You know, you could send out coded direct mailers. You can know exactly who they're going to and who's responding to which one. There are ways to track the results, so I've never done that.
Yeah.
It's worked, and I worked really hard at it, so the marketing was very, very important to me to get things working. Now, I did over the years package up, meaning I created layers. We have silver, gold, and platinum. So the silver is $399. The gold is $699, something like that. And the platinum is like $1,000. So what we offered was, if they came in, most of them come in on the silver, we would upgrade half of them to gold. We wouldn't do a hard sell. There it is. But we would never really pitch it in any way, shape, or form till after the session, because once the session was done and they saw the pictures from the first session, A, they had a good time. So let's assume you gave them a good experience, and that's what I really go after. And they saw the pictures. B, they saw the pictures. They're sold on the quality of the product. And so walking them into an upsell is a really, really easy thing at that point in time. So that's what we do. We upsell.
Books popular? Baby
Books to a degree, and we've included books in our gold level and platinum level. Just the basic album. The platinum, I think, has 3 little books, 2 for the grandparents, 1 for the parents, something like that. And
That's cool.
They love that stuff. But what they really like is that we break up the payments. Because to charge them $800 right off the top, we can break it up into 4 payments. So every session they come in, they pay whatever that percentage of the whole packages they're buying based on that. So if they're getting in on the silver, which is $400, they can pay each session $100. That pays for their $400. Or gold or platinum. So it's nice because you get that reliable income coming in plus reprints as well. Some people buy a canvas. Some people buy an upgraded album. Some people buy cards, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, that's how it works. And yeah.
Well, excellent.
That's you know,
Good
you gotta work at
information.
it.
So we're going to wrap up. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Remember, this is part of the Baby's First Year series that we're doing with Lindsay and Baby Reed. For those of you who are members of Photography Schoolhouse Gold Membership Forum, this recording will be posted in the Gold Membership Forum, and it will be posted on No BS Photo Success as well, which is, of course, Rob's forum. So thank you, Rob, for your presentation tonight.
Thanks, sir.
She's off camera, but Lindsay and Baby Reed over in the corner, thank you so much for coming again.
Yay, Reed.
And thank you all. So have a good night, everybody, and we'll be back after the new year with Creative Seniors. Have a good night, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.